Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a look using the juviasplace, the Nubian, the little mini palette that I received in my mystery skincare box. I believe that's what it was in. And this is what the color scheme looks like. Just some pretty everyday shadows you can use to create multiple looks. We're going to do a simple look today as usual. I'm zoom you guys in so you can see what I am doing. And this morning I primed my eyes with the BH Cosmetics, where is it? Concealer in the shade 106. It's more of a neutral shade concealer. I've never used this to prime my eyes with, but I'm going to see how it's going to work today. So we're just going to make sure the eyes are smooth and ready for the eyeshadows. Okay, so, and if any of you were watching my other video, my sound went out at about 7 minutes, so I was able to attach the sound back to it. It's just a little bit off, but the sound is there, so if you're interested in going back watching it, I did upload it on last night. So I wanted to put that out there in case you missed it. So we're going to go ahead with this look. So we're going to go in with this, my favorite Morphe M535, this fluffy brush. And we're just going to go in with the first shade in the palette. And it's this kind of, I'm bad at colors, orangish light shade. We're going to put this shade all in our area. Crease area. We're going to start out by packing it. I'm going to put a little bit more, and I'm putting it directly right into the crease area. So I'm liking it so far. I'm going to pack a little bit more. And I'm just lightly packing it. And then we're going to lightly blend. And I'm just blending out and in the shape of my crease, going up just a little bit towards my brow bone. Because I feel like that's a lighter shade that I can go up without it being too deep for work. So we're gonna do the other eye, just pack the shadow in that crease area. And do the same thing, just packing it right into it. And I like using these fluffy brushes, especially like I said when I'm going to work. That way I don't have to worry about blending out so much eyeshadow when I'm trying to hurry up and get out the door. Alrighty, I like the way it's blending though. Okay, so I do like how that looks. Hope I wasn't out of frame, because I am good for that. Just jumping out of frame. So I'm going to apply a little bit more. This is a really nice shade. And randomly, I just received my BoxyCharm the end of last week for the month of September. Did anyone else receive their BoxyCharm like really late this month? that's like just ridiculous. I love BossyCharm, but they was really tripping this month with the shipping. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna show you guys what I received in that box. It may be before I post this video, since October is already approaching us in about, what, 2 days? I believe it's Friday. This year's like really flown by. So next we're going to go in with the deeper brown shade. This shade here, the last shade on the top row, using this same brush. And we're going to place it on the outer V, just blending it. That's pretty together. These two shades really complement each other. I'm just lightly building it up. I don't want to just pack it all on there, then I'd be sitting here longer than I expect. So I just lightly build it up. Okay, blend. That is pretty. I like it. I add a little bit more on the other eye. And I'm just placing it so I can deepen it just a little bit with this fluff. And then blend. And lightly up to the crease in that outer V area. I'm not taking it all the way in, the deep shade. I'm just keeping it mainly on this outer V, without taking it too far over in my crease area. I'm doing the same thing for this eye, just blending again so we can apply our shimmer shade, because I love me some shimmers. I actually have to get back into my pigments because I love pigments. They're so like intense and they bring out an eye look. So I'm just adding a little bit more just to give a little more intensity, and I just dabbed it on the tip of the brush like this. Just dab it and lightly fluff it closer towards the lash line, and then blend up. So now I'm going to wipe this brush off and go back in with the first shade. And then we're going to, on the side of the brush, and we're going to blend out this crease area again, focusing more of it towards the outer V. And the same thing for this eye. And you're just doing this in circular motions, and then the rest of it into the inner corner of the eye, blending. And now I'm just making sure everything is blended seamlessly. And it's like little to no fallout, a little bit, but not a whole lot. So we're gonna go back in this deep shade one last time on the the pointy side of the brush. So you can see I'm doing it again, just on the tip, not the pointy, the tip of the brush. And lightly fluff this shade back in again. And the key to these eyeshadows that I like to do is, like I said, lightly apply in light layers so you can build it up to your liking rather than just packing it all on at one time, because that can be intimidating when you have to just continuously blend when you have so much on your lid. So now we're just gonna go in with a clean brush, and I'm gonna take the Makeup Shack T36, this fluffy brush, and just blend out the crease area. Make sure everything is blended together before we apply the shimmer shade. And I want to keep this more on a softer, warm look today, and I'm actually achieving what I want to do rather than doing something and it just goes left. I need to learn my right from my left. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with let's try this hard candy glitter primer and see how this works. I've never used this thing before. It looks like school glue. We're gonna put some on the back of our hand and do our norm. Stick it right in the center and center lash line and spread it evenly across the lid. It's really sticky, so I'm hoping it works pretty good. And I actually bought this like a couple years ago. I don't even know if they still sell it, but it feels like a good tacky base because I actually pulled it out of my bin over there. It was real tacky and sticky. Ooh. Use too much, your eyes might be glued. That was so not cause for, but they may be. So we're gonna take the E9 fluffy brush. It's a small color pop brush, and we're gonna go in with the shade. What do we want to do today? I think I want this gold. This shade here, the last shade in the palette, and we're gonna apply it on this brush. And get you a good little amount of shimmer. Don't be scared to use it. And we're gonna just pack it on the lid close to the inner corner. It's actually sticking pretty good with that primer, with that glitter glue. We're gonna take a little more. I actually like that bronzy. And the same thing for this eye. This is coming out so pretty. And we're going to just pack it, moving over to the center of the eye, closer to the inner corner. And we're just making sure we just pack it really good before we start trying to blend it. And a little more. And I'm going over some of this in my outer V because we're going to place a little bit more of that chocolate shade back in there. I just don't want the shimmer sitting just like in the center, like a halo eye. I don't want to do that today. I used to love doing halo eyes. I don't know why I grew out of it. I guess it's just, I don't know. Maybe I need to get back into it because I think that's so pretty. But this technique is just easy for me when I'm trying to get out the door. So now we're going to take the same brush and just kind of blend out the crease area. And we're going to lightly blend in circular motions. And I'm going to lift my eye up just a little bit so I can get that crease area. Now we're going to blend this into the crease area. And I know you all hear me say, and I've already said it in some of my other videos, I like bringing my shimmers up because when I open my eyes, you can't really see it. and I want my shimmers to show if I place them. So that's that's what I do with my shimmers. I'm just lightly blending again, just to make sure it is blended well. Okay, so now we're going to use this same brush. We're going to clean off on our dry towel. And then we're going to go in with this lighter shade, and we're going to pop it like on this inner corner of the lid where we have no shadows with this same brush. And pop it right here on this inner corner going up to the crease. And blend lightly, like really lightly, because you're just giving it that kind of pop or glow to your lid. Now you can keep it this full copper if you want. I just wanted a pop of light on my lid with this shade, but it will look beautiful without it as well. So now I'm just blending lightly in circular motions again, making sure that these two shades blend well together. Okay, so now we're going to go back in with the bronzy shade because I want to pull it back in a little bit and just blend it towards the inner corner of my eye. Because like I said, I just wanted that kind of light effect, but not too light where it takes over the bronze shimmer. So I'm just blending it back in towards the inner corner of the eye. I think that's beautiful. I like it. So we're going to do one last thing for this eyelid because I just want to make sure all of these shades are blended like well together. So we're going to take this BH Cosmetics number 8 brush in the pink set. I'm not sure the name of the set, but it's this container here, the set that my cousin bought me. So I'm going to take this fiber blending brush because I gotta figure out what the use of these brushes. But we're gonna take it and blend out the crease area because it's more of a fiber brush, and I like fiber brushes when you're dealing with shadows in the crease, because I feel like these types of brushes that's like fiber blends really well in your crease area. And it takes away that harshness from placing the shadows. That's what I like using them for. And I'm going to zoom you guys in a few minutes so we can see the final look. Now what we do want to do is add a little bit more of the chocolate shade to deepen up that outer V one more time. And we're going to go back in with our fluffy brush that we started with and go back in with that deeper shade in the palette, back on the tip of the brush, and place it back there to build up the intensity back in that area, because I didn't want it to be completely gone. And I'm just flicking the shadow so it didn't separate my shimmer shade. And the same thing for this eye. I like it. Okay, so now we're going to clean this brush off so we can blend everything together and we can wrap up this eye look. So now we're just blending all of the edges. Since we have the crease and all of that stuff blended already, I'm liking this. That is like so pretty. So now we're going to take our white. I already have a little micellar water on it, and I love the simple. We're just going to clean up under the eye area. That's so pretty. And I like to just clean up the rest of my face just cause to me I want it to be like just free of any type of oils that I've accumulated overnight. And I don't cleanse my face in the mornings. I just let the oils build up overnight because I don't want to strip my skin completely of its moisture. So I just like to use this little simple micellar water with just a wipe and just wipe away any oils and the excess eyeshadows. I cut my finger. Oh my God, that hurts. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in so we can see. This is the final look with these shadows, and I do like how this performed. The look is like so pretty. It was easy to do. I kind of build and build and build. You can build how you want. You can make it how light as you want it. But I am pleased with this. It's not too deep. It's just what I was looking for. This is a great travel palette. So we're going to go ahead and finish the rest of our face. I'm going to try to do this on camera and see if I can speed it up through my editing. So we'll see how that works. But we will be back with the final look if it does not work out the way I want it to work out. If not, then we'll take this piece out of the video, and then we'll go ahead and start our face since we have our eyes done, and then we can wrap up this video. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so I'm going to take my, first of all, where's my liner? Can't do anything without my liner. My Inglot liner. My Inglot liner in the shade black. And we're going to take this pencil brush. The other eye. And I'm just cutting the inner and the outer, the part that will stick either sides of your lash line. And I'm going to use this super strong I Envy Kiss glue. It works really good for like thin lashes like this. Just going to apply some glue. I'm just letting it dry a couple seconds. And it's ready to go on my eye. I let it get a little tacky so it'll actually stick. Okay, so that goes on this eye. Bam. So I'm gonna let that sit for a couple of seconds before I actually press it down onto my lash line. So I think we have let it sit enough, and we're just gonna lightly press the lash onto the lash line. And I try to make sure mine are like all the way close to the lash line as possible. So I like to take this in and kind of lift the lash before it completely dries. When I cut that, some lashes is right in my eye. Oh my God. Let's try that again. I feel like it's like it'll be lifted in place. So now I'll go back in with the same tweezers again. And I like to keep my tweezers clean and free of the glue because it starts sticking and pulling your lashes. So every time I go in to press my lashes down, I do this and I keep them clean. So we're going to go ahead and do it again. And I take my time with this process because I hate when lashes look like they're lifted off the lid. So, and let's take my finger and mash them. They just feel more secured to me when I do it this way. And there you have it. A nice lash, and it's in place. Okay, so we'll stick the other lash on. And I'm just cutting these ends off again, in case you're wondering what I'm doing. Cutting the ends back off. And now we're going to apply some, what did I do with the glue? This is my problem, right here. Oh, the glue again. And I like these kids lashes for every day. They're so light, you can't even tell they're on your lash line, because some lashes can like just irritate, but these are like perfect for like every day. If you want that long wispy wear that's beautiful and not over the top and too dramatic, this is the lash for you. And again, it's the Style 01 by Kiss. And you get 5 pair, I think, for like $10, which still is steal. You get like $2 a pair per lash, which is pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and stick this lash on. Okay, again, you want to clean your tweezers. Like, I love to make sure they're like clean, like I said a few seconds ago, like cleaned. So the glue won't pull the lashes off when you are making sure they are in place. Because I've done that, like when I learned how to do lashes, it was like a process. They are easy to put on, but like I said, the glue, the tweezers, you will pull them off. Now some people apply them with their fingers and they look really, really good, but I have to make sure I apply them this way because I have sensitive eyes, number one, so I'm really careful about trying to make sure it's placed where it should be and not like in my eyes, because I've done it before too, where the glue was stuck and it had my lower and top lash lines glued together. Like really glued together. So I think this should do it. Let's make sure this outer is lifted up high enough, because sometimes you can place them and you wonder why they aggravate and irritate, especially if they're on this outer V. It's because sometimes you can place them too low and it starts sticking in this area here. So that's why I like to make sure mine are lifted and press down with both the tweezers and my finger, and lift it with this end of the tweezers. So we're going to clean them one more time. Make sure they're placed. I like that, and then I'll do the other. I'll make sure they're placed really good. I like that. These are like some nice lashes. So we're going to take the same white and just make sure everything is cleaned up again so we can do this base. Okay, so oils. I don't know what my let's do Anastasia. Yeah, Anastasia's oil. I'm loving this eye look, by the way. This oil, and oils make all the difference. Oils and moisturizers, especially when you're applying foundation and stuff to your skin, this is the key. So I'm going to take a little bit more because I feel like I didn't use enough, especially for my under eye area. And I'm not dripping, I'm just taking what's off the stick and rubbing it across my skin. On a little more oil feel. Yeah. And go under that eye area. Let me zoom you guys out a bit so you can see my full face. Okay, there you go. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with, not that. Let's do the simple sensitive skin water boost. This is really good too for your skin. So I'm going to use that this morning on my skin. And it's like really, really light. So that's why I like this too. And I've been using this for a while. I'm almost out of it. And I found this at TJ Maxx. Okay. Gotta make sure that under eye moisturized with the rest of your face. And make sure that neck is moisturized. and that forehead area. And I like this simple because it's not doesn't have chemicals and stuff in there where your eyes are burned. Now I haven't used this in a really long time, but I'm gonna use my embroideries, and it's a moisturizer and primer in one. This is really good. I actually got this off of Camera Ready Cosmetics months ago, maybe probably about a year ago, and I used to use this stuff like faithfully. And I don't know why I stopped, because this is a good moisturizing primer to use when applying makeup. And I know a lot of makeup artists uses it like for bridal makeup and stuff like that when they're doing people, you know, clients, not people, but their clients' makeup, whether it's for prom, every day. I know a lot of in the past, I don't know if they still do it, but it's a popular product that also makes your foundation wear well all day and look good all day. So and some good hydration. Okay, so now I think we are about ready for foundation. So we're gonna let that sit while we mix some foundation. I'm gonna take this little thing. I don't know where I got this from, but it's like a little small bowl. That's what it looks like. And I'll put my foundation in here, and I'm using this morning I want to use the 2 Revlons and apply one pump of the shade Toffee Caramel, and then 1 pump of Golden Caramel, and it gives me like the perfect shade for my foundation. So now I'm gonna go in with trying to find something to stir this with my stirrer, and we're gonna just stir the foundation together. That's noisy, sorry. I gotta get this thing stirred. This is why a lot of times I cut out the face portion of the video. But if this video comes out right with me learning how to edit and fast forward it, that would be awesome. But if not, it'll be our norm. This is my final look. I'm trying to get away from that, but this is what it looks like. Can I get my words together? Blended well together. I'm trying to find my foundation brush. I can't find it. I can't sing either, by the way. My Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I love this brush to apply foundation with. This is what it looks like. So we're going to take what's in there and put it on the face. And I love when I moisturize so well that you can't even really see the foundation. This is a good match. That's why I keep going back to it, especially when I'm going to work. Because, honey, your girl be going to work. Sometimes I be looking orange. Orange. Because by the time some foundations oxidize, it's too deep for my skin tone. So when I saw these 2 shades really came together for my skin and blends really good, and it lasts too. So if you have tried this foundation, let me know how it works for you. And it is full coverage, by the way, too. But it works really, really well with like really good moisturized skin. So if you tried it, let me know. If you haven't and you decide to try it, let me know your thoughts on it. I think you'll like it because I love it. I really do. So we're just going to continue blending. It's like the perfect shade. And I actually need to go buy some backup because I love my Milani. But this right here has been like my favorite lately. And I've had this foundation like for a really long time, like a really long time. So now there's nothing left in here. And one thing I do like about the brush, I used to use a sponge all the time. Every now and then I use a sponge to apply my foundation, but the brush, it seems to spread more evenly. And the sponge, it sits like on top of your skin. And if you want that real heavy full coverage look, like sometimes I do go for that. But if you want more of a full coverage, and it doesn't feel heavy, take you a brush. And you don't even have to get this type of brush. As long as it's a dense, like a dense brush, you can actually get it to work. So this is coming together really good. I'm just blending my norm. Okay, so that looks good. So now I'm gonna take my Too Faced multi-sculpting in the shade Shortbread, and we're going to apply this under the eye area. And I don't go straight under my eyes. We're gonna do it. Look at that nose. It's okay because it's gonna blend all together. And then the same thing for the other eye. And that's why I don't apply as much foundation. Because by the time you get through applying all this concealer and stuff like that, you're gonna be building product on top of product. So now we're gonna take this juviasplace number 19 and just add a little lighter because it's more on a yellow type tone. But I do want to brighten up just a little bit. So we're gonna put this shade right here. We're gonna let this sit for a minute while we apply some bronzing. I wasn't gonna bronze, but I'm gonna go ahead and bronze since I gotta let this dry a little bit, just a little bit. So I'm gonna take this Black Radiance. You know what? No, I'm gonna take this Black Opal, and then we're gonna tap it with the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear in the shade. Oh my gosh, me in this foolishness this morning. I don't see the shade. I think it's Honey though. I think the shade is Honey, I believe. Oh well, I don't know. I think it's Honey, but this is the shade that it looks like. And then we're going to take the Black Opal. Now this one is in the shade Beautiful Bronze. And this is what it looks like. I use this a lot. So we're going to just apply it right there. And there. Put a little bit here. And a little bit here. Now I don't like to put a whole lot on my forehead. So we're just going to lightly place it. Not as deep as we placed the cheekbones. Now we're going to go in with the Infallible. My hand's so greasy I can't open it. And apply just a little bit. Okay. That should do it for that. So now we're going to go in with this, I like using this Sephora. It's this little small brush. I got this for being a rouge. Did I say that right? Rouge or rouge? VIB Rouge. I think it's Rouge. I selected this as a gift. No, they sent it to me. I think I have 2 of these brushes. But I like it to blend out my contour areas because it's so dense. It's almost like that foundation brush where you want to make sure it's blended seamlessly. And I just pat my foundations, not foundations, oh my gosh, contour area. We're just patting it. Do the same thing for this side. And it does it like really, really good. So now we're going to go around the face where we place the little dots. And I like to flick it lightly into my hairline. And flick it lightly into my hairline. Because y'all know on the weekends when I'm doing this, I need to do better though. Foundation is like all in my hair. So this I'm actually going to blend. Like in circular motions. And drag. Okay, so we're going to blend down first. And then drag. Because I don't want this to have the harshness. And we're just blending the rest down the neck. We're just going to make sure it's blended really good. Now we're going to go in with my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. I like this sponge, and the concealer is kind of on the side where I want it to be set. And I know it looks bright, but by the time I get through doing everything else, it's going to come together. I'm just blending. And what I like to do with this, I'll go under where I bronzed. I just like to do this so it doesn't have that cutout effect, okay, but it's still, you know, it's highlighted in that area. And then I'll go up around my mouth with what's left. And don't worry about it getting all over your face and stuff, because you're going to actually work it out. So when I do my forehead, I just like to make sure it's blended right there in the center before I start moving it around, because I don't want to mess up my eyebrows. So I'll take the flat end and blend. I don't want to move this shade all over my forehead, and I don't want to move it into my brows either. Now it does happen, like often, but then I have to fix it. So that's blended pretty good. Now we're going to go down the bridge of my nose with the rest of, see that? Never fails. So now I got to fix it. The flat end again. And we'll fix the rest of it with our brush. That's why you have to make sure it's like really squeezed when you're doing this area, especially if you do your eyebrows like me. I go over closer than they naturally are. Then we'll go under the eye. And again, I like to do it right by the nose area. And then we'll blend under the eye, and then start dragging up under the eye, rather than placing the product right under your eye. And it gives it that good coverage without being too cakey or too thick on the skin. And I lightly blend when I do this part, especially under the eye area, because you don't want to break it up. And then it starts, when you put your powder on it to set it, you can see it's cracked up. So now we're going to do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Now we're going to take the flat end. Make sure everything is kind of blended. So now we're going to, before we set under the eyes, we're going to go back in with this brush. And what I like to do is take this, and this is something I just started doing, and that way I can place it back in my contour area. And I just, I saw somebody else doing it. I was like, hey, that's really neat. You're not actually applying a bunch of it back onto your skin. You just kind of placing that color back into the areas you bronzed before you set. And you see it brings that warmth back to your skin. So like I said, I saw somebody else, but I forgot who it was, but I thought that was really cool. So when you bronzing with powder, it's not taking as much powder, and then you kind of warming up under that eye area where your whole face is not white, and then it takes a lot of effort to get the cream and stuff blended. So I think that should do it. So now we'll go and set under the eyes, but first I'm going to make sure it's blended again really well, because we did go in with that brush to apply a little more bronzer. So I just want to make sure the eye area is still smooth and ready for my setting powder under my eye. So now I'm going to take my juviasplace. I've been loving this brush, and it doesn't have a name, it's just a black brush, and we're going to go in with the shade light medium. And I can't rave enough about this setting powder, especially under your eye area. And we're going to lightly dab it. And I put a good bit right there when I lightly dab it into my nose area, because that's where I start getting oily at first. Then we're going to pat under the eye area. Lightly pat under the eye area. That looks so good. I like that. So we're going to do the same thing for this eye. And again, I'm just making sure I make sure this area is like seamlessly set. Then we're going to take a little bit and start setting under the eye. And then we're going to set the rest of the areas where we highlighted. And I'm doing the forehead area. And then what I do with what's left, I go across my eyebrows. And now we're going to set this chin area and around my mouth. Okay, so I think that is perfect for me. So now we're going to go in and set the full face so we can bronze up a little bit and keep it moving. I think I want to go in with the, let's go in with this translucent. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play around this morning. I'm going to go with our midnight. This is in medium, I think beige. And I use this like every day, and I have not put a dent in it. So we're going to set the rest of the face and the neck. And this prevents the makeup from moving. We're going to put a little bit on our forehead area and down our nose. I just set like everything. And I'm just going to try to flick this out of my hair, but make sure my hairline is like good to go. So now we're going to go in with a little blush and bronzer. Why me a mess? Okay, so we're going to go in with some bronzer. First we're going to do the shade Tan, the palette Tan. And we're going to take the Alamar brush which looks like this, like a rose gold brush. And we're going to take both of these shades together and bronze up where we contoured. And I'm not doing this. I always say that. I'm just packing and placing. And we're doing the same thing. And packing and placing. And then we're going to go around the rest of the face. Now for this, I'm just going to flick out the edges because I don't want my forehead to be cut out. And then I'm going to go in my hairline with this. And my jaw area. Okay. That is perfect. So now I'm going to take the same brush and we're going to go in with the Juviasplace Blush Rouge Volume 2. So we're going to actually, I'm going to mix these two shades with the same brush and just pat it right above the bronzer on my cheeks. This is so pretty. And I think this is my first time using this blush, but I'm about to make this a staple in my morning routine because I like this. It's so pretty and soft. And then a little bit on my nose and back on my cheeks. I like this. This is what's up. Oh, I like it. It's pretty. So now what I want to do, I need to do a lot of highlighting so I can finish this look so I can get out of here. I've been loving this Hummingbird highlighter. It's by Wet n Wild. And I'm going to go ahead and use this again today so I can hurry up and pop my little way out of here. And I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics. It's just a fluffy brush. Does not have a name. If it did, it's off of it now. I'm just going to take some of this and apply it right above my blush and a little bit on my blush in that highlighting area. I love this highlighter. It's not too intense and I love to wear it to work. The same thing for this one. You place it right there above that blush and blend it lightly because you don't want it to just be sitting on top of your blush. I've been loving this thing here lately. My nose, I have to highlight my nose. I just still like that. And we're going to apply a little bit under the brow area and blend. Ooh, that's pretty. And take a little bit here and blend. Now I would have normally taken my brush I use with my shadows, but I'm trying to make it quick. And I'm just making sure the rest of my shadows are blended really, really well. So now we're going to keep the same shade and we're going to pop it in our inner corner with the Jaclyn Hill JH 39 brush. Just a little pencil brush. And we're going to take this same shade and pop it right in the inner corner. Right in the inner corner. And just drag it up a little bit. So that is pretty. So now we're going to take this eyeliner, which has been my favorite. I don't see the one that I was actually using. there it is, Maybelline. My Maybelline Definer line. I've been loving this eyeliner. So what I do is take my blender and hold my eye a little bit. I don't pull on it. I hold enough to open it to place the liner. That's pretty. So now we're going to wrap up the rest of this face. We're going to take the mascara again, which is the Essence Lash Princess, and apply it on my lower lash line. And I just like to drag mine across. And then I'll go and try to separate them lightly. Watch I screw this up, because it never fails. Same thing for this eye. Almost screwed it up. I'm liking that. So now I'm going to go back in with this fluffy brush just to make sure the harshness is not there. I like this. Now the last step I like to do for my face before I do my lips, I'm trying to find this little brow pencil I've been loving. The CoverGirl, I don't know where it is, which is not a good thing. Oh jeez, let's see. You know what? I can't find it. I cannot find it. So I'm just gonna go in with what's on hand, and we're gonna try the this pencil here, and this is the Wet n Wild, and we're just gonna fill back in the places on the to shape the brow back out. There you go. You don't want it to look kind of scarce and sparse. Ooh. And a little bit more here. I feel like this pencil is like, ooh. Okay, so I feel like that should do it. So now we're going to take the, and I just saw this brush. I just been like a mess this morning. And we're going to take this fluffy end and make them look more natural by flicking them so the foundation and concealer and all that stuff blends in with the edges of the brow. I'm liking this. Okay, so that should pretty much do it. So now I'm gonna clean my lips up with this wipe, and we're gonna line them and head out the door. So I'm gonna use this juviasplace that I received in a mystery box in the shade Love Me. We're gonna line my lips. This is a nice liner. Nice liner. Okay, so while we're doing that, let me do my last step that I did not do. And that's when I take my beauty sponge. How am I losing stuff that's right in front of me? And we're going to take the end of it, the flat end, and we're going to carve out this area where we bronzed and contoured. You just want to go down to where your the crease where your lips. Is that the crease? On the corners of your lips. Okay, so while I do that, let's go ahead and apply some lips, because I have to get out of here before I be late for work. So for my lips, you all know I've been loving this, and I'm gonna pull it out this morning until I can do another Shop My Stash, and we're gonna go into some lip products in this next one. We're gonna pull out some lip stuff so we can add some variety to my lips. So, but I'm gonna use this nude shade. I just love it. And then we're gonna top it with the Iconic London. I don't know what shade this is, but it's this light nude pink shade. We're gonna top it with that. I'm loving this look. And Iconic London has some awesome lip glosses. They had them on Morphe website for sale, and I racked up about like 4. Our last and final step is to set this baby. I'm gonna set with the Anastasia Dew Set powder spray. We're gonna set with this spray. It smells good. And I like to fan. And then I'll take this beauty blender and blend in the powder used to carve out the bronzed area. And then just go around the rest of my face besides my under eye area, because I don't want to make it, I don't want to crack the concealer and stuff that I used. This is the final look. I love how this look turned out. Again, using this mini Juviasplace eyeshadow palette along with some other products that I have not used in a while. I love how this look turned out. If you guys have some of these products, you've used them, let me know how they work for you, what techniques you used. If it's something I can do differently, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm going to try to film it and trying to fast forward my face to see if it's in here. If that part is missed, I apologize. I just could not get it to work. But I'm going to do my best. And like I said earlier in the video, if you were trying to watch my Shop My Stash and the sound went out, the video has been reposted with the sound. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you have not done so already, please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel and become a part of my YouTube family here. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.